did make them take the heater out of the optional column and put it in the required column, so it is going to be heated. And I think it's a tremendous asset for the school district and right on down. So.
And when is the next meeting? I heard mention of a past meeting, and what's the next step in the process?
I think we just need to have Sharon inform them that is still interested in the authority, and when is the next meeting?
Probably not till the end of the month. The last meeting was January 31st. So.
And is that publicized?
No. There's only one elected official that goes to that. So it's just a committee meeting at this point. This isn't a...
You want to go?
We can let you know.
I have a spot on my calendar.
Okay.
Are they talking about just the swimming pool, or are they talking about all of Governor's Park as being under this park and rec?
Just the swimming pool.
Present one has to be abandoned, essentially, as I understand it. Is that right?
No, actually they said the shell is of remarkable integrity.
Yeah.
The concrete shell is solid.
They took...
it's everything else that's
but by the time you put in plumbing and all these other precautions, someone isn't sucked into the
youth pool, wasn't it?
Yeah.
The main plumbing issue was in the youth baby pool that didn't meet the qualifications. I think they retrofitted the big pool.
They have, they spent a great deal of money on a professional study to assess the physical plant in the pool and the community at large. A feasibility study.
What they plan to do is use the existing shell, and they took cores, about this round, that deep, and said that the structural integrity was there to continue to use it. And what you'll have is then a kind of a waiting pool section that then goes to an actual zero entry from two sides. Waiting pool for kids that's only 18 inches deep or 15 inches, but there's like a traverse area to get to the main pool from there, a waterway, and then there's a bridge over it. So they're going to use the existing pool as the main pool and produce zero entry from a waiting area that then you can travel and actually swim to. The water gets deeper as you go towards the main pool.
Well, I can only offer an observation of the bits and pieces that I've put together over the last several years, and that being that certainly from the WISE standpoint, they've been very disappointed in having limited the construction even of the one over on Whitehall, thank you, Dave, was not Olympic size. And Bellefonte was complaining that they couldn't hold tournaments, and we're paying Penn State big bucks to use their pool in order to draw competitive tournaments.
This is not proposed to be a tournament swimming pool. This is to be a community use pool and allow the swim teams to use it to train in, but it's not to be a competitive pool from what I understand. And I didn't hear anything from Howard, who gave half the presentation, say that they were looking for that, or they wanted to do that, or that's an option B type of thing.
At one time it was a condition, that was what they were planning to build themselves.
Well,
I think at a
they may
different
still want to
location.
build it, they may still have to build it, but this shell is too nice to destroy. They said there was far more concrete put in it 41 years ago than we put in it today, so.
And I think what you're talking about is when the Y was trying to get land up by I-99.
Yep, the intersection.
To put a big ballpark and everything else in there that would draw, that would be built in such a manner that they could hold state competition there.
Yeah.
But we're not I mean, that had nothing to do with Kepler Pool.
No.
They gave up that spot because they wanted to put a aerospace facility.
Challenger Center.
Challenger Center.
Well, they keep talking about different things, and those things aren't dead, but I know that I think they weren't, correct me if I'm wrong, Dave, but weren't they trying to get those two parcels across from the prison so that it could become surplus to do something with it?
There was a time that they were trying to get that, and
think that's off the
they're still
table.
trying to find a home for a big regional facility.
Has anyone talked to the people that run the board on the new land that they're building, that they bought the high school? They should be putting a swimming pool in there too.
Should or should not?
Have you talked to them?
I have not.
Okay, they're supposed to be putting a swimming pool in there.
I haven't heard or seen any plans for that.
Well,
for that
I was
area
at the
yet.
last meeting, because of the youth football that everybody's done. That's one thing they were talking about, is putting a swimming pool.
And the school board approves that?
Well, I know that it's all only
Where they
public
getting
money.
You know, in some
Because
respects, if Bellefonte School were to build an indoor pool, and this Kepler pool is a modernized outdoor family structure, it would actually work better. I mean,
They
you're gonna have that many
complement each
more
other.
Yeah, it's not the
people
school board,
swimming.
it's not the school district building it, it's all public.
Okay, well,
Well, I know before they just did the remodeling at the senior high, the question was in there about putting a pool in, and the school board turned it down. That was the last I heard about a pool for the school.
I didn't have money.
Pools are
Right,
very,
they
very
needed a lot
expensive.
more things before they needed.
Pools are very expensive. School districts can't afford them.
Mhm,
They will not share them.
right.
They sit empty quite a bit and soak up a lot of energy. So unless you have a very wealthy school district, they're not worth having.
there isn't anyone here that's telling us to close the Kepler pool?
No,
All right, that's what I thought.
absolutely not.
That
Cooling would
concludes,
kill us.
that concludes old business. Under new business, Clearwater Conservancy is asking to have trash picked up as in the past.
The guys basically just go out the day after the spring cleanup, where the volunteers clean up garbage, areas around the township. They'll just go and pick the bags up and take them over to the transfer station. They just wanna make sure that we're still willing to participate in that manner.
I think we're happy to do that, aren't we?
Yeah.
We don't need a motion, do we?
It's fine, just as long as I know that. you guys are aware of that.
Open bids for the surplus old bucket truck. We actually open them here.
Pleasant Valley auction, 600.
That's your payment.
Yeah, it's just the standard county form. And attached on.
There's Laura's Garage for 1,061.51.
That's round figure.
What was the first one?
The first one was Nick Pleasant Valley Auctions. It was six. I'll hand them over.
Okay.
I'll just read them and then hand them to you. That was 1,061.51. Mike Vinciano, 1,800. We're getting up there.
You want to pay like 1,800?
1,800 bucks.
You know we bought them?
Well, he buys a
Back
lot
in
of
the day.
stuff. He's up in
I don't know,
Snowshoe.
Don't stop your own roll.
They're
Yeah,
higher
we're going
now.
good. Now that
What
we're
they
going
sell 'em
down.
for, but-
That's Jeff Stringer for 952. I think we already have the highest bid right there. James Kellerman, $1,002.
Beats 1,001.
Yeah. Well, this is double seal.
Cashier's check.
Must have to check. and Sully Motors for $869. RC Excavation, $1851.
Shannon, PA.
Yeah.
So that then becomes pretty easy, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Yep.
Do we have to just
Move
accept
to
the top
approve
bid?
Yeah.
Highest bidder. Did you
Highest
put-
bidder.
Great, I think that's more than they had hoped for, isn't it?
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
think we only paid 3,000 for it when we bought it. We probably had it for 8 or 9 years, so.
We need to buy more of those.
And do that.
Make sure it's not rescindable.
Yeah. Yeah.
Cashier's check.
Item 3 under new business is a memo of understanding of Greystone Courts at Eagle Point for approval. This is just the beginning of the subdivision process.
Yeah, that's the standard
For the
county
development.
reimbursement, so that they're agreeing that any engineering fees, costs, that they'll reimburse the township.
Okay, guess we gotta approve that. With a motion.
Yes.
Yeah, motion. I make a motion. I'll second.
Moved and seconded, we accept this Greystone Court proposal.
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Item 4, under new business, letter of resignation from Rob Fugate from the Planning Commission. Sorry to see him go, but I did read that I think he had 21 years,
Founding member.
founding member.
I believe the planning commission's 21 years old, and that's all he's been on it.
Well, might be time to take a rest, but any action on this?
No, it's just that we need to replace them somehow, yeah.
All right. Statutorily, how many are on? 7? How many are active now?
6.
Yeah, 6 for Blue Conquer.
All right. How do we normally fill that?
You know, we could send a supervisor. We've always had a supervisor there.
Does that form the 7th then for action?
Yeah, we're allowed to be in that
Alright.
position.
Okay. One of us will be there when needed. Any other zoning changes the board is aware of?
I wanna, and I wanna start, I wanna add some language to this zoning or existing. So I just wanna, start that process. There's nothing in a hurry, but I've been reading a lot of things and I think we can clarify some things I've been reading in our zoning book, and I definitely wanna get that started. So that's
So this is just discussion tonight?
Just a discussion.
Or just a point?
just, I wanted to make it known, and I would like to get that started. I think there are some things that need changed in the zoning book, very minor, but I think it would help clarify some of that stuff, especially the most questions. I get a lot of questions on certain things.
Can you guys check in the zoning that we're allowed to park our vehicles at our own house? So we have a business with a name on them. Right now, we're not allowed.
Under residential, you mean? With
Yes.
a restriction on residential?
Do you know where that is in our zoning book, or?
No,
that
I was just told by Renee, when I moved here, I couldn't park my bucket trucks and my crane on my own land because, of the name inside of it.
I mean,
That's
it
not
might
in there.
say that
I
in
think
there.
there's stuff in there when you're starting to haul heavy equipment,